Seems like we forgot to level up, so let's do that first. Nameless One? No. Dagon leveled up as a mage. Great. So he gains 4 hit points and his spell memorization abilities have increased. Awesome. Armor class -5. Like that. Also his strength is almost maxed now. Yeah, interesting. I really don't understand why strength gives you plus to hit, but okay. Probably means we should use strength boosting spells a bit more often. Anna has leveled up as a thief. Great. 4 hit points, 20 thief skill points. Well, we really haven't used stealth a lot so far and never backstabbed anyone, I think. I don't even know exactly how to do, but what could be useful actually is if we could increase our pickpocket and actually have Anna steal some stuff for us, because honestly killing thugs for cash is getting a bit old, so 90% pickpocket should do it. Of course it's Anna stealing the stuff. Nameless One has nothing to do with it, because he's lawful goody two shoes, so he would never do something like that. Mort has 40,000 XP to go. Fall from Grace has even more. Ooh, 100% resistance to fire and electricity. That's pretty nice. 2 attacks. 2 attacks. Also Mortis 2 attacks per round. Okay. Let's take a look at our equipment actually. Handkerchiefs. Beer goggles. Cursed. Useful only by modrons. This is a kind of a giveaway. This tells us that there's definitely gonna be we're definitely gonna be able to use modrons as party members later on in this game. But I don't see why we would want to give them cursed goggles, so Mort's gonna get that. Maybe we can sell it or something. Lady of Pain ragdoll. Yeah, maybe we can use that to get to the Night Hag. She was mazed by the Lady of Pain, so maybe we can get ourselves mazed or talk to the Lady of Pain or something like that, and we can summon her. Grimoire of Pestilential Thought. Yeah, the nice book that wanted me to sell one of my companions into slavery. That does not fit with my current persona, so probably gonna get rid of that. Ragged note from Farad. Beware of shadows. Beware places the night lives. There is no natural darkness. Okay, cool. Ravings of a Madman, so let's throw that away. Tomb Key, I don't know if we need it yet. tomb plans, we're gonna keep that. Leather purse and candlestick. This was another, these were quest items for a quest we got really late. To go back to the catacombs, I think. I don't think we're gonna do that quest. Seems like a lot of work. Finnam's book. Research journal of a linguist named Finnam. Found that in the brothel, so let's keep that. I'm gonna keep those items for now. Farrod's crutch. That was the key we needed to get into Farrod's stash, but we've done that, so I think we can safely sell that item. Anna has lots of loot. Love letter actually. I think one of the prostitutes wanted a fake love letter to spice up her love life. By convincing her lover that she had an affair, so maybe we can use that. Ring of the Traveler.
A ring without a proposal? How improper.
Yeah, I know. It's just the kind of person I am. So let's get going here. What the hell?
I'm gone.
Jesus. Okay, whoa. Shadow. Okay, did that spawn just because I read a note? Because that's one of those things that kill Farrod. Okay, let's kill it. Kill it! Target is immune to weapons. No, I'm not immune to my companions. Harlot. Old poet. Eli Havelock. This narrow-eyed, sharp-faced man is scanning his surroundings with a look of vague disinterest, pausing occasionally to look down and pick at his fingernails. Despite being clothed in silk and velvet finery, he manages to look unsavory and more than a little dangerous. Greetings. The man looks your way. His eyes are dark slits like narrow stab wounds beneath his brow. His voice is low and gruff, despite his slender build. Pike off. Not yet, I have some questions. Think I wander the ward looking for strangers to spill dark for? Now pike off. Why are you here then? To be surly with passers-by? Heh, he stands quietly for a moment, then breaks a crooked smile. That's good that. He considers you for a moment. I'm a tutor at the Civic Festhall. Name's Havelock. Eli Havelock. As a veteran scout, I teach the art of subterfuge. You mean thievery? His lip curls up in a disgusted sneer. Thieves and thievery it always is. 5 tours I spent as a reconnaissance operative in the War of Lies. Scout is my title. Scout. I teach the ways of stealth and spycraft, not common thievery. My apologies, I meant no offense. Could you train me? Eli frowns sourly. I don't know, I've had enough of teaching petty pickpockets and curious sensates for the time being. Almost to himself he mumbles. Not sure why I agreed to do it in the first place. Perhaps because by teaching others you make them aware of your own skill. Yeah, that sounds smart. At the same time, you defend the nobility of your skills by assuring them that you're no common thief, but a scout and spy, a master of subterfuge. Eli nods, mulling over what you'd said. Hey, there's no denying it. It's sort of sorry. It's sort of sorry though when you look at it that way. You're right, it's pathetic. I don't think so. Those of your trade are often misunderstood, thrust unfairly into the same category as footpads and brigands. There's nothing wrong with dispelling false notions. I really want to answer this, but I'm a nice guy, so... Heh, right again you are. He gives you a friendly punch to your shoulder. Shouldn't have done that. I have my own severed arm I can club him to death with. Okay, he gives you a friendly punch to your shoulder. Thanks, Blood. He suddenly looks off into the distance. Well, enough wasting time out here. I'm heading back to the Festhall. If you still want to train, that's where you'll find me. Okay.
In knowing the teachings of Zerthamon, I have become stronger.
What? Leveled up again? Yeah, I guess Dakon was pretty close to leveling up as a fighter.
My blade has changed.
Really? 7 hit points. Dakon's weapon has changed. To hit armor class 0 is now 9, but I think, yeah, +2 to hit from increased strength. We have to use the strength spells a bit more, I have to remind myself. Actually really useful. Cool, so let's check your blade. Streaming blade. Enchanted +2, +4 to armor class. Doubles all first level mage spells. Yeah. Pretty powerful. -8 to armor class. Dear God. That can just get a huge boost. And to think I used to call you worthless, Dakon. So, let's see. Is this the Civic Festhall here? Yeah, indeed it is. Indeed it is. So what's going on here? Sensates. Salabish Onyx. How do you say that? Onyx. Onyx. Sarhava Vule and Sarhava's Toadies. Great. What the hell's be that? Well...
What do I need the succubus for? She'll turn on us, she will.
The young noblewoman sneers at you as you approach him, but says nothing. Greetings. He makes a point of ignoring you. Yeah, let's talk to Sarhava Vule. The smell of alcohol wafts heavily from this young woman, and despite her dark skin, you can see that her face, beautiful but cruel looking, is flushed. She is slender but well muscled, adorned in exotic jewelry and translucent silk clothing. Numerous scars crisscross her thighs and forearms. They look to be from battle wounds. Cute. Well, well, what have we here? A little tiefling gutter queen come crawling out of the hive. The woman pouts, talking as one would to a small child. Are you lost, little tiefling? Oh look, it has a tail. How cute. Anna flushes, and with a snarl, blades sprout from her fists. Great. Now, Fiendkin, don't do that. The woman seems unconcerned as Anna draws her weapons, and clucks disapprovingly with her tongue. Careful now, or I'll remove that tail of yours and feed it to my dogs. Fall from grace. Young Sarhava? Sarhava Vule, could it be you? The young woman appears confused for a moment, then recognizes Fall from Grace. She seems startled and abashed. Mistress Grace, I had not noticed you. Only shamefully do I admit this, for your noble appearance would be obvious to even a dullard. Obviously, you rank less than a dullard, girl. Yeah, that would be satisfactory. But we were just trying to avoid a fight, so let Grace continue to speak. Fall from Grace gives the barest of nods. Your words are most skillfully chosen, unlike those heard so recently. So how of you? She seems shamed. Yes, mistress, I regret that such words were spoken in your presence. I regret they were spoken at all. Her tone barely changes, but the subtle reprimand seems to crack the young woman's face like a whip. It pains to see an old student of mine behaving so. She frowns, then regains her composure. In any event, mistress, what brings you out of the establishment? Some errand? These are my companions that I'm traveling with. I would expect the same courtesy given to them as you have given to me. Such is a hallmark and the responsibility of those noble born. Anna glares at Grace and Sarhava furiously. Sarhava bows low. Then allow me to excuse myself with an apology, Mistress Grace, to you and your companions. My words were ill-chosen. 'Tis the drink that caused me to speak such rubbish, and I am filled with shame for having belittled myself so before my teacher of old. She bows, turns, and leaves. Really?
I'm gone.
Seems to be in the same place,
I'm gone.
according to me. It would be pretty satisfactory to steal her stuff. But it's a pretty public place, we don't want to get caught. Dirty rat charm, +5 pickpocket. Maybe. Displace a ring. Yeah, we have to get revenge.
Why not? Got it. Might as well.
Nice. A silver earring. Well.
Why not?
Okay, so pickpocketing can be pretty useful, I think. But
Done.
we don't want to get caught, so... This tall, thin man, dressed in heavy crimson robes, has sharp, pinched features. He bows regally as you approach him. I am Salabesh, oft called Salabesh the Onyx, future mage tutor for the Civic Festhall. You have business with me, I take it? No, just some questions. About what? Not the warden-like, I hope. Plenty of more common folk could answer such questions, and I'd just as soon direct you to one of them. Why are you called the Onyx? A long tale, which I'll shorten to save my breath. In my youth, I was once called Shalabes the Golden, for I was said to have a heart of gold, small, hard, and yellow. Well, I cursed the fool who started that, so that he could only speak from his arse and defecate through his mouth. The Onyx appellation, along the same lines as the Golden, though admittedly somewhat less clever, soon followed. In any case, I'm a much kinder fellow now, far less prone to laying curses and the like. I'm not certain if I deserve the name any longer. Right. You cursed him so that what? Oh yes, you heard right. Salavish sighs happily and chuckles to himself. That sort of thing is why I'm known as the Master of Curses, you know. Really? I had another question. What did you mean by future mage tutor of the
Updated
Festhall?
my journal.
It's a prestigious position to be an official tutor in one of the Festhall's training chambers. It's my intention to one day take the position of mage tutor, but the title is currently in the possession of the Lady Thorncombe. If only I could somehow prove that I'd be a superior tutor. Okay. Never mind. Okay, so he wants to become a tutor. This massive and ancient looking structure is somehow less foreboding than the others of its size. Wow! Shadow again.
I'm gone.
Right. Apparently, we're getting lots of...
Through observation, sensation, and experience, the truth of the multiverse shall be revealed.
Perhaps, perhaps not. Okay, so this is the Civic Festhall, I presume. So what to do in here? Really, Splinter. Okay, where's your turtles, Splinter? Tell me. This towering man's golden skin sparkles slightly, almost as if it were metallic. Whether it's his actual flesh or merely painted on, you cannot tell. He regards you coolly as you approach, giving a respectful bow as you draw near. Welcome to the Civic Festhall, traveler. We are Splinter, doorman to the Festhall and priest king of How may we help you? Despite his humble offer of aid, his voice is powerful and commanding, a deep and rumbling sound that resonates throughout the chamber. Can you help me? We do many things in this fine hall, traveler. We answer questions guests might have regarding it or its inhabitants. We direct both visitors and members of the Society of Sensation alike to the sensoriums, or lecture halls. We also accept new members into the Society. Lastly, it is through us that purchases from the Society's vaults are made. Spells, items and such. Awesome. How could I buy something from the Sensate's vaults? You must be a member of the Society of Sensation. But I am a member, Splinter. I simply have not been here for a long, long while. Interesting. It might not even be a lie, actually. Might I become a sensate? In order to join the Society of Sensation, one must be willing and prepared to share their own experiences. 5 are required, 1 from each of the senses. Alternatively, one may contribute a single experience that has strong elements from all 5 senses. These must be either new sensations or improvements on our current stock. Should we find them acceptable, they will be placed into sensory stones, and you, having become a sensate, will be taught the sensory touch. It will allow you to draw others' wounds onto yourself, healing them by accepting their suffering. I'm already a member of the Dustmen, but... True. On the other hand, they're boring. They will not forgive you There shall be no going back. Yeah. I'm ready to join the Society of Sensation. I feel no more loyalty towards the Dustman. You know what? I'm gonna research this a bit. I'm gonna talk to everyone in here. And we'll see. Forget it. Is there somewhere I could rest here? Yeah, actually that's a good idea. There are lodgings within the Festhall, but only members of the Society of Sensation are permitted to use them. Should you wish to visit them, walk eastward through the Festhall from here. You will eventually come to them. The clerk there allows sensates into the rooms. So there are no other ways to get a room here. I see. Tell me about the Festhall. The Civic Festhall is one of the largest buildings in Sigil, fitting as it is home to the Society of Sensation, the city's largest faction. It holds the sensoriums, lecture halls, training chambers and such for visitors and members of the society alike. Right, tell me about the Society of Sensation. The core of a sensate's belief is that the multiverse can only be truly known through the senses. If one cannot sense it, then a thing isn't. Only through experience, through experiencing all the sensations to be had, can the full truth of the multiverse be revealed. The Society of Sensation, then, is where experiences gather and are shared with others, usually via the sensoriums. Tell me about the sensoriums. Sensoriums are chambers which hold many recorder or sensory stones. These stones are enchanted so that they may hold various sensations or experiences that may be later had by others using the stone. If you so please, we might direct you to one of them. Yes, please do. There are two: the public sensorium, where visitors may use the sensory stones for anywhere between 10 and 50 commons, and the private sensorium, where only members of the Society of Sensation are allowed. You can reach neither of them yourself. We must take you there. Well, okay. Take me to the public sensorium then. Great.
Done.
Sensate guide. Great.
All right.
Let's talk to a Sensate guide. This man's gentle voice complements his calm and refined demeanor. Greetings. Are you here to use one of the sensory stones? Yes, I am. There are currently more than a dozen standard sensations available, as well as 6 more extravagant experiences. The use of a standard stone is 10 copper commons. The more involved ones will cost 150 coppers. Would you care to hear of the standard or of the extravagant sensations? A dozen standard sensations. 6 extravagant sensations. That's quite a few coppers there. Well, actually standard. The man smiles and explains to you some of the various sensations that are currently available for your perusal. Will one of these suit you? Unavoidable pain will do. Tender love will do. Mind-numbing tedium will do. Sheer wonder. Tired surrender. Supernatural lust. Great. How about mind-numbing tedium? A good choice. The stone you shall want to use is in one of the smaller chambers, 3 rooms clockwise from the stairwell. It is violet in color. Okay. Great. Well, this looks like it. Why are you still there? This violet stone is the one that the clerk directed you towards. Within it lies the experience, mind-numbing tedium. Begin the sensation. The experience could be more than a few minutes long, but hours seem to pass. A long, boring lecture in the driest, dustiest hall in the University of Charm and Sigil. You look about the vast hall, hoping to catch someone's eye to pull a face at, but the other students are either asleep or staring listlessly into space. You drop your quill pen, pick it up and drop it again, just for something to do. You consider stabbing yourself in the eye with it, just to see if your senses haven't been wholly numbed by an incredible boredom. The experience seems to have stirred some long-forgotten, vague, similar memory in your own mind. You feel as if you gained something from using the sensory stone. Yes, 750 experience. Okay. Not a complete waste of 10 coppers then. Alright, let's try the other stones. Mind-numbing boredom.
Done.
This is an unusual greenish yellow stone. We have to talk to guides.
All right.
Really? Every time we want to use a stone? I trust you enjoyed the sensory experience. Yes, you trust I do, right? I'd like another session. Unavoidable pain. 1 room clockwise from the stairwell. Yeah, that's what I counted on, actually.
All right.
Begin the sensation. The experience is a short and violent one. Struggling with another slightly stronger man on the edge of a blazing hot stream of molten lava. Your weapon hand is slowly, inexorably forced ever closer to the magma. Beads of sweat evaporate the instant they appear. The hair on the back of your hand blackens and smolder above the awesome heat. Finally, your howls of suffering echoing from the canyon walls around you. Your hand and the axe it holds plunges into the lava and chars to ash in a few agonizing seconds. Nice. The experience seems to have stirred some long-forgotten, vaguely similar memory in your own mind. Yeah, great. Okay, so
I'm gone.
we can get quite a bit of experience from these stones, I guess. Let's
Done. All
use
right.
them.
All right.
Tender love will do. Let's try tender love. Your eyes are closed. You can sense yourself standing on the tips of your toes, pressed against someone tightly. Soft, soft lips brush against yours, giving you the most gentle of kisses. Your heart seems to flutter in your chest, and you feel as if you could fall backwards and simply float off into space. Awesome. sheer wonder. Hesitantly, you open your mouth and take a shallow breath, and water flows into your lungs like cool air. You smile and take a deep breath, gawking in all directions as you slowly sink to the bottom of the harbor, where hundreds of colorful fish weave through twisting tracts of brilliant coral. As your feet touch the bottom, you peer up at the keel of your ship and laugh aloud with joy, a string of great bubbles shooting up towards the surface.
All right.
Now, I wouldn't be at all surprised to learn that all of these are like my own memories. Standard. Consuming impatience.
All right.
You stand debating with Amnes, the hardly slow keeper of the Lion Key, as to whether or not your quest is important enough for him to relinquish the artifact into your care. The whole experience is an exercise in sheer torment. Each and every one of his words is followed by a significant pause. Each and every point he makes is reiterated time and time again before he lets you speak. You present an argument, then wait and wait and wait while he makes his counterpoint, to which you shoot out a snappy counterpoint of your own, then must wait yet again for another of Amnes' drawling, meandering, seemingly endless counterpoints. It's everything you can do not to simply lop the fiend's tusked head off and snatch the keys from the twitching corpse. Yeah, indeed. Tired surrender.
Done. Done.
Well, at least they're in order.
All right.
Shuddering, chattering, hoping beyond hope to be found, you curl into yourself. What? Curl into yourself beneath a blanket of snow to save what little warmth you have left. Fighting to keep your eyes open, to remain awake, you become aware that you can no longer feel your arms, your legs, the ice against your face. Tired, so tired. You at last resign to the inevitable. You close your eyes, bidding sleep a bitter welcome as the sense of loss forces a single tear, doomed to crystallize before it even reaches your cheek from your aching eyes. Supernatural lust.
All right.
Yeah, that will be really interesting. You find yourself coupling with a succubus, a creature of such intense, otherworldly beauty that even her fiend's horns and thrashing tail give you no pause. She gasps under you. You desire her so completely that the whole of your existence seems focused towards this single goal. As your life explodes from you in a starry burst, you hear the delighted laughter of the succubus as she drains you dry, leaving your body but a soulless husk. How did they record these?
Done. All right. Done.
Yeah, tell me about some of the others. Psychosis. Great.
Done.
It doesn't look greenish yellow.
Stand away from me, Mort.
I can't stand anywhere. It's this leg thing, you know?
Find a way, skull.
Done.
Right. Yeah. Where was this? Tell me about psychosis. Where's psychosis? One room clockwise from the stairwell. Uh-huh. So
All right.
start over again. Psychosis. The experience is a strange one, very disturbing. You have the point of a knife pressed to someone's throat, your hand clamped over their mouth and breath... Your hand clamped over their mouth and breath hot and heavy in their face. You begin to stab them slowly. The knife dimples their skin and eventually breaks it. There is a hot rush of blood over your forearm, the sound of strangled respiration, a horrible sense of perverted glee, and it's over. Really? Is that a psychosis? Really? Festering jealousy.
I'm gone. I'm gone.
You feel your lip curl as the fair-haired young hero, armor gleaming like a polished silver mirror, once again enters your tavern. Hanging his velvet cloak on a wall peg, he surveys your patrons with a pair of eyes like sea gems and a smile that sets the serving wenches swooning. You set the mug you're cleaning down and harumph loudly, thinking of what it'd be like to turn him upside down and shove him in a rain barrel. Yes. Bitter loathing, that sounds nice. I'll have a bitter loathing, please.
Done.
Venomous tears of pain, brimming in your narrow yellow eyes. You gather the tattered remains of your small, scaled red wings off the floor. You humbly back out of Groba's study, gritting your needle-like teeth beneath sealed lips. Sure, you're only a Spinnigan, least among devils, but that's no cause for a pit fiend to tear your wings off because he doesn't like the message you brought him. What will your Gelugon masters do now? He certainly can't say anything to Groba, and what use is a Spinnigan without his wings? He'll probably get cast into the pit of flame for incompetence. Vengeance out of the question. There's little to do but shake your clawed fist and hate Groba, with all the loathing your hard little black devil's heart can muster. Awesome.
All right. All right. Done.
You know, it wouldn't kill you to say a few words to me, fiendling. Or hug me. Or kiss me.
Pure glee. Dancing and leaping about in rhythm with the wood elves' bouncing festival music, you and a dozen other dancers spin through the forest clearing like a whirling dervish, smiling and laughing like mad. As the cheering forest dwellers whoop, clap and dance alongside you, fairies careen through the air above your heads, leaving sparkling tails of colored light. Pure glee. Okay.
Done. All right.
Frightened exhilaration. Yes.
I'm gone. I'm gone.
You twist your head to look up at the large contraptions strapped to your back. A set of 4 bat-like wings extend from out of it, each made of leather pulled taut over wicker frames. From the precipice you're perched on, Dilgyar's floating fortress appears as but a tiny speck suspended in the blue-grey sky, miles away, across nothing but empty air. This is how everyone travels on the plane of air, they said. It's easy. You smirk, step back a ways and make a running leap off the cliff into the cool wind below, leaving your stomach behind. As the wings suddenly catch the air, an amazing rush shudders through your entire body as you soar out over the nothingness and towards the elemental prince's abode. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Grim determination. My grim determination is to experience all these sensory stones. The entire hall was in ruins and still in the process of being destroyed, as dozens of combatants hurled weapons, deadly arcane magics, and themselves at one another in a desperate struggle to be the last one standing. Plumes of acrid green smoke rose from the pile of limp bodies you dragged yourself out of, having barely escaped the wrath of some fiendish spell. There it was, across the way, through the battling throng, through the bloodthirsty battle ahead of you, sitting untouched on a miraculously upright table. Your pint of mead, and you'd get it back if you had to kill every last one of the brawling tavern patrons to do it.
I'm gone.
Yeah.
All right.
That's called alcoholism, I guess. Complete bafflement. Right. You wake from uneasy dreams to find yourself transformed in your dank lair into a rather small, 4-limbed, fleshy thing. You're lying on your shell-less, as it were, a wholly unprotected back, and when you lift your tiny head, unadorned with its usual sensory antennae, a little you can see your pinkish belly, partly covered in soft, curling hairs, quite unlike the black bristles you're accustomed to seeing there. Your only two, legs now jut out from the end of your torso, rather than up and around your abdomen. They look thick and ungainly in proportion to your body, and lie there limply, making no attempt to right you on their own. Only by actively concentrating can you move the things. What has happened to you? Yeah, that's pretty nice. Little Kafka reference there, yes.
I'm gone.
Clever. Okay, I'm done with the standard experiences. Let's get the extravagant. 6 extravagant ones. Horrible regret. Okay.
Done. I'm gone. Done.
This is the room of horrible regret. Lady Thorncombe. She's the mage, I think. Let's talk to her afterwards. This reddish-orange stone is the one that the clerk directed you towards. Within it lies the experience horrible regret. You stand on the deck of your flagship, the Divine Hammer, as it floats over the continent of Agarheim, held aloft by the winds of magic. The very landscape roars and shudders beneath the bombardment of your fleet. 1,000 ships, cannons, and bombards hurling their sorcerer's fire down like vengeful gods. The shockwaves began to hit your ship only minutes ago. A constant vibration that sends shudders through the whole of the ancient craft and moves your very bones, accompanied by a constant rumbling bass. As the land's mountains begin to sink and the seas that surround it begin to boil off into the atmosphere, your first officer comes to stand beside you. Continue experience. Lord Admiral, permission to speak freely, sir. You nod your acquiescence, your stomach sinking as you guess at his question. My lord, forgive me, but how? What gives us the right? 1 billion lives. You speak without turning to him, unable to take your eyes off Rumos, the nation's vast capital city as it vaporizes into a cloud of superheated gases 12 miles across and growing ever wider. If you only knew the full treachery of the Agorites, First Officer Felm, one which is beyond most any man's comprehension, then you would know. You would speak of our right to annihilate them. We have no right to let them live. But sir, traitors, all of them? Surely among the hundreds of thousands, how many innocents? Silence! Speak of it no more. Our king has spoken, his will be done. The task set to us is a horrible one, not fit for contemplation or questioning. There is no room for pity, no room for remorse, only duty. The two of you stand silently for a time, watching the last minutes of Argarheim. At long last you sigh, a low, stuttering exhalation that sounds as if something has broken inside you. Beneath the brazen plate that covers the ruined half of your face, your dead eyes begin to weep. Fall, my friend. I would have you understand. I know now, as I look down at what I have wrought here, that were I to think upon what I have done, what I have truly done, I would be struck mad. A deed such as this, the anguish would overwhelm, destroy me. So First Officer Falm, it must be that there are no innocents in Agarheim, no mothers, no children, no people, only traitors, vile, cunning traitors who deserve no less than the full brunt of our most holy king's wrath. Do you understand this? Yes, my lord. Good, now go. I wish to be alone here. By your command, Lord Admiral, Falm bows his head and returns below deck, leaving you to stand over the end of a civilization. Great. 1500 XP. Let's talk to Lady Thorncombe. This comely middle-aged woman is wandering about dreamily, absent-mindedly chewing on her thumbnail. Her eyes seem focused on nothing in particular. She is dressed in elegant yet disheveled finery, and her hair is slightly tousled. Greetings. She takes her thumb from her mouth, smoothing back a strand of hair that had fallen in the front of her eyes. I had some questions. Very well, ask what you wish. She sounds apathetic. I had questions about you. As you begin to ask your question, you realize she's not looking at you, let alone paying you any attention. Hello, I had a question. Okay. She's not very talkative, is she?
Done.
Let's have an extravagant experience. Shock and rise to seething vengefulness will do. A lot of people appreciate shock and a rise to seething vengefulness. popular. You stand somewhere in the nether region of the plains, a sweltering place where the ground is beaten copper and the sky is of brass. Here the bodies of sinners, petitioners in this horrid place, are rolled among the iron brambles and bronze scorpions until their bones are fine grey dust. You squint at the horizon, the bone dust rising with putrid-smelling gusts of wind that carry with them the sound of agonized moaning. There is nothing but flat metallic landscape as far as the eye can see. The dust is everywhere, in everything. It stings at your eyes, coats the inside of your mouth with a pasty film. You spit, wiping at it with your finger, but it is of no use. The stuff's taste has fouled your mouth completely. You look down at the key in your hand, a minute platinum orb, and picture the man's face who solemnly swore to you the magical portal you just passed through, now gone of course, led to the green fields of Bytopia. Someone, by all the powers and their proxies, was going to pay for this one.
All right. All right.
Slowly dawning horror, that sounds
All right.
just
Done.
like my cup of tea. How good could it be, you think, regarding the burgundy liquid carefully? Across the table from you, the twisted old man smiles slyly. Please, sir, try, he whispers, his hushed voice the sound of dry leaves blown over a roughly cobbled street. Thou shalt find it more than lives up to thine expectations, I'm sure. You nod at him and lift a crystal goblet into the air, watching the light play through the crimson liquor. You'd come a long way for this drink, search long and hard for this old man, and you'll be damned to let anything rush you now. The moment was to be savored. You raise the glass to your lips, inhaling the stuff's aroma. The bouquet is light, sweet, intoxicating, almost dizzyingly so. You tried countless drinks, written tomes about them, their flavors and smells, means of manufacture, in your journeys across the plains. But this stuff was supposed to be legendary. No living man you'd found or heard of had tried the stuff. The stories were ridiculous. Nothing could taste quite so good. But if it were the slightest bit of truth to them, this would be some fine liquor indeed. At last you drink of the goblet, a cautious sip. Incredibly, indescribable. As the flavor washes over your palate, you fight the urge to shudder with delight. Nothing you've tried in all your long years has tasted quite like this. You look up at the old man, startled to find your glass empty. You had drained it all in a single draught. You wipe your eyes with the back of your hand, not entirely sure when you had begun to cry. Tears of joy, eh? The old man laughs softly. Quite pleasing to the tongue, is it not? Wouldst thou like some more, perchance? He smiles at you once more. Yes, if I might. Surely, he replies, refilling your glass. Try as you might, you cannot resist downing it in a single gulp. You thrust your fingers into the goblet in an attempt to find some last hidden drop of the stuff. Several times more does he fill the goblet, and each time you gulp the stuff down, as a starving man would devour a feast, unable to control yourself, to deny yourself another exquisite taste of it. He chuckles softly once more. A drink such as this, a man would do anything for it, no? You nod without hesitation. Yes, a man would. Looking at him, his sly smile suddenly takes on a whole new meaning. A sense of horror begins to creep over you, even as you begin to yearn painfully for more of the blood-red liquor. Yes, the old man grins, his yellow eyes gleaming. A man would do anything, in the thrall of such a drink, even the most terrible, the most heinous of deeds, as thou shalt see my newest servant.
I'm gone. Done.
Yes. Indescribable frustration.
All
That
right.
will be interesting.
I'm gone.
You can see it now, the crown of Hapon, gleaming upon a marble pedestal. No more than 20 strides away it is. With it, you could wrest control of the armies of Aethanapolis away from your treacherous brother and restore your father's kingdom. A fool your wretched brother was. You smiled grimly at the thought to leave the king's only daughter alive, thinking she could do him no harm. A sound, the creak of leather sandals, the softest hiss, over there, by that third pillar. She was close now. Palafi, the Medusa, jealously guarding the crown her servants had stolen for her so long ago. Crouching behind a wide pillar, you wrap your hand tightly around your trusted thrice-blessed javelin. With your helm of swiftness and 100-mirror shield, even a beast such as Palafi would be no match for you. Any moment now she would round the pillar and meet the sight of you. Even if she turned away from the shield, your javelin would surely find her throat. Suddenly, there is a gentle touch on your shoulder. You gasp, spinning around to face, of course, the Medusa. Accepting the inevitable, you only have time to loose a piercing cry of frustration before your lungs and every other part of you solidifies into cold grey stone.
Done.
A vastly important secret. Six Imperial servants rush ahead of you, swinging the golden doors of the Dragon Palace wide. Long live the Empress, they cry in unison. 1,000 years, long live the Empress, 1,000 years. Beyond the threshold, dozens of loyal warlords, kings in their own right, drop to their knees, touching their heads to the floor in deference as you pass them en route to the Grand Imperial throne. As you turn and face your minions, seating yourself upon the Imperial throne, you allow a small satisfied smile to creep across your carefully painted lips. There is but one thought in the forefront of your mind. That the body of the young Empress, Wu Tsun Sha, lies broken at the bottom of the Well of Solitude, and that you, Bai Hua, a horse merchant's daughter, are at last poised to shake the Empire and the corrupt Wu dynasty to its very foundations.
All right.
Indeed.
I'm gone.
Oh, we're spending so much money. Lycanthropy, yes. My favorite sensation.
Done.
Suddenly aware that the hour has almost come, you leap from your bed and run flying from your cottage and into the surrounding woods. Stumbling in the dark, you come to a small moonlit clearing, the one you had found last week and decided to use tonight. You hastily strip off your clothes, sit in the long grass and wait. You close your eyes, listening to the steady chirp of crickets, the throaty croaking of bullfrogs in the nearby creek, the rustle of the grass as the wind caresses it. What would someone think seeing this through your eyes, experiencing this moment and what was next to come? Soon you would travel to the city, find a cleric to rid you of the curse, but for now, May as well make the best of things. You rub your hands together with anticipation, grinning like a bearded, fire-haired giant of a madman, sitting naked and alone in a forest clearing in the dead of night. A prickling sensation runs across your skin, and your senses sharpen dramatically. You breathe in through your nose, inhaling the scent of everything around you, the damp earth, the sweat on your cast-off clothes, the possum clinging fearfully to the tree behind you. You open your eyes and look down at your forearms. The faint moonlight reveals the slightest quivering across their surface, but in moments the flesh begins to ripple impossibly, tufts of thick brown fur sprouting forth, with a grisly crackling sound like popping joints and grinding bones. Your back and shoulders begin to hunch and broaden, uncomfortable but not quite painful. Your muscles, your entire body mass doubles, triples in size and continues to grow. Uncomfortable. Yes. Still fascinated by the transformation yourself, you watch as your fingers wither away to nothing, hands swelling into meaty paws from which burst fur and massive black claws. The night seems to become brighter as your eyes transform, become accustomed to the darkness. A wide muzzle comes into view, and you touch your wet, snuffling nose delicately, chuckling to yourself. Next time, you think, you'll have to stare into a mirror or pond as the curse takes effect. Watch your face warp and change, losing its familiar shape to become a bear's. Soon, it becomes difficult to concentrate upon anything but your more basic urges. Food would be good right now. Yes, food. Perhaps you'll get lucky and find a nice fat catfish in the creek. You rise off your massive haunches with a huff and begin to amble through the trees on all fours, heading for the water's edge. Phew. Okay, was that all of it? I think
All right. I'm gone.
we used all the stones. Yes. Yes, indeed.
All
We
right.
used all of them. Interesting.
Done.
At least we know that Lady Thorncombe is in here. I'm guessing she's important later.
I'm gone.
Okay. Splinter. I had some questions. There was someone I was looking for here. Mistress Yolmi of the House Sirma. Yeah, actually that was a noble woman who summoned me here, right? Yolmi has taken to waiting about in this very chamber of late. We think she's waiting for someone. In any case, she should be nearby. Okay, let me find her. Sensate. Mertwin the Headless. Okay. Running into things. Let's talk to Mertwin the Headless. It's clear there's something very wrong with this man. The way he lurches about, bumping into things, staring off blankly into space. As you approach him, you at last realize his plight. He's headless. The thing on his shoulder is merely a skillfully carved wooden prosthesis, a false head. The headless body stops fumbling for a moment and pauses. Its hands begin to reach out, as if trying to feel exactly where you are. Let it touch you, I guess. After a moment, its finger brushes your forearm. It clutches your arm and follows it up to the shoulder, then your head. As it feels your face and head, its hands brush your neck, as if it were checking for something. Finally, it grabs your hand and shakes it vigorously in greeting. You notice that its skin is cold and slightly clammy. Can you understand me? The figure makes a series of hand motions, then waits for a response. It seems like it's asking a question. What? I don't understand. The headless body taps its foot for a moment, scratching at the chin of its prosthetic head. Suddenly it raises a finger as if struck by an idea. It points at you, then at the eyes of its wooden head, then at you again. It then indicates its wooden head with both hands, shrugs and points at you. No, I haven't seen your head anywhere. The headless body shrugs, slumps a bit, and turns to amble off. Okay. Lost its head. Great. This throne appears as old as the building itself. It looks unused, more a piece of artwork than a ruler's seat. You see?
I'm gone.
Sensate,
Done.
Sensate, Quisi.
I'm gone.
So who
I'm
is
gone.
Quisi? This is a life-sized granite statue of a gentleman standing with his arms at his side, eyes closed. It is of excellent craftsmanship, exquisitely detailed and incredibly lifelike. So much so, in fact, that you find yourself wondering if it's really a statue at all. Greetings. The statue makes no response. Chief, you've seen statues before, right? You know that they don't talk or anything. Consider this, Mort. You're a floating, talking skull who's denying the possibility of a living statue. Yes. That's true. Well, got me there, boss. That I do, Mort. I'll just touch him. As you touch the statue and find that while the clothes that adorn it are of grey cloth rather than rock, the skin is as cool and hard as granite. Why would someone clothe a statue? Maybe it's a little too anatomically correct, Chief. It was a rhetorical question, Mort. Sure, boss, I knew that. Strike the statue. As you make to strike the statue, its eyes flash open and it catches your fist in an iron-hard grip. Narrowing its cold grey eyes, it speaks with a voice like two boulders grinding together. Why would you strike Quisi? Forgive me, I only meant to see if you were truly a statue. He nods slowly, frowning. You are forgiven. However, one feels you are lacking patience. Perhaps I had some questions. The statue remains as silent as ever. Hello, my questions? There is still no response. I don't lack patience, I wait for a response. Still no response. You get the sense that Quisi may be testing your patience, yes. A few minutes pass and Quisi has still failed to respond. Wait quietly, yes. The statue's eyes open. He gazes at you with cold grey eyes. He speaks ponderously with a voice like two boulders grinding together. Your patience is noted. Quisi would speak with you now. Mort rolls his eyes and makes a gagging noise. Powers no, not another Burke that talks like this. Yes, true. I have questions about you. After a period of silence, he speaks. Ask. What is it that you were meditating upon when I first found you? Quisai meditates upon the way of stone. The way of stone? Quisai nods. A philosophy, a method of combat. With it, Quisai seeks to achieve invulnerability. Invulnerability? You'd be unbeatable in combat. No shit, Sherlock. Yes, now, the way is not yet perfect. Quisai will make it so one day. Quisai knows this. Can you tell me what you discovered so far? Quisai nods. No one has asked Quisai to share this knowledge of the way. Quisai shall do this now. He begins to speak at length, slowly and carefully. Listen and learn the way of stone.
Updated my journal.
What? Armor class decreased permanently. Great. After hours of listening and many questions, you come to understand what little of Quisai's way of stone he can teach you. In combat, you will use it to resist and deflect your enemy's blows, improving your armor class. Great, thanks Quisai. I had other questions. I have questions about this place. This is the Civic Festhall. Need you know more, find another to ask. Okay, more questions about you. Who are you? What are you exactly? One is of the race called Stone Princess. Quisai is Genasi of Earth.
Updated my journal.
He nods proudly. Quisai's father, an elemental creature of Earth, a Dao. Quisai's mother, a human woman of noble heritage. Such is what it is to be Genasi of Earth. What do you do here? Quisai meditates. Quisai also trains others in the arts of combat. Really? Can you train me? He looks you up and down, making a deep rumbling noise. Slowly holds up his hands and breaks off one of his fingernails with a sharp crack. Quisai would see you break this stone. He hands you the shard of living rock. Break the stone. Okay. With some effort you snap the shard of rock in two. He takes the stones from you and places them in his mouth, chewing them to dust with a harsh crackling sound. Quisai finds you physically suitable. Quisai would now ask, why do you seek training? To crush my enemies and see them driven before me. To defend myself. Quisai finds no need for melee then. What do you mean? Quisai means to say that there are many ways to do these things. One may steal an opponent's weapon, leaving him defenseless. But the battle must still be fought. To rely on theft is a mistake. After a time he nods. One may hide. If one cannot be seen, one cannot be attacked. One is invulnerable. But no thief has mastered stealth to such a degree, and some foes can't be hidden from. Your scent or very thoughts will give you away. After a short wait, he nods. Mighty spells can smite many foes more quickly than any blade. Mages are like flasks, like a flask of flaming oil. Powerful, but once spent, nothing. They are physically deficient. Their spells merely crutches against this deficiency. When once sorcery is spent, the core of combat still remains. Says the mage. He smiled slightly, making a deep rumbling sound in his throat. Quisai finds you fit to teach. Meet Quisai in the training chamber. Okay. I'll be there shortly.
Updated my journal.
Okay.
Done.
Montague. Weren't we supposed to talk to a Montague also? This handsome young man seems lost in thought, his brow furrowed and a slight frown upon his lips. Greetings. And to thee, sir, hail. What dost thou wish of me? Are you Montague? I need to speak with you about Juliet. Ah, okay, so that's the boyfriend. Oh? He gives you a puzzled, slightly suspicious look. I overheard her speaking at the brothel. She's having an affair, you know. Thou speaks falsely. I would have thee present me proof before I took thy claim as true. I also found these letters. Here, read them. He takes the letters and reads them over. Alas, 'tis true. She has found another who loves her passionately. Ah, heartache is a sensate's fate, I think. I shall move on to another love and let this other suitor have her, considering the passion of his words. Wait, this was all a ruse. Eh? What is this thou speak of? She is trying to trick you into being more passionate. Stupid. And why did she not simply say something? I don't think it really occurred to her. Apparently not, so what should be done? Turnabout is fair play. Mort. I say ignore it, chit. Act distant and unconcerned. That'll spice things up considerably. Truly? Trust me, kid. Start ignoring her, create some friction. Leave them wondering, and they'll be clawing all over to discover what the matter is. Right, Chief? Yes, she'll think something's wrong, and for once, he'll be playing the game rather than being the target. Yes, that's true. I like the sound of that very much. Good luck. I hope it works out. Farewell. Ooh, shit, we're getting experience. And a farewell to thee as well, sir. Now I've some things to attend to. Should we meet again, we might speak more of the matter. Indeed.
All right.
Mertwin the Headless.
All right, I'm gone.
Whoa, what's this? Group of sensates. Actually, no, I don't think I need. Yeah, whole party can follow along. Okay. 3 planes alive.
All right.
Lots of people in here. Okay, let's talk to him.
All right.
Might as well. Thin and sharp-featured, His yellow skin covered with tattoos, this man looks over the room and its inhabitants with cold black eyes. He appears to be giving a lecture. Great, stay for the lecture. I am known as 3 Planes Aligned, a Gitzerai scholar. If you are here for my lecture, it begins in a few moments. Mort sighs loudly. Come on, Chief. Are we really gonna stay for this? Just be quiet for a bit more, I want to listen for now. He speaks in a very low, somber tone. Today I shall speak of the power of alignment and belief, and how they shape the planes. First, I shall explain the concept of alignment. Alignment is a descriptor of one's beliefs, and how one acts upon those beliefs. At their core, all creatures predominantly behave in one of 3 ways. With good in their heart, with evil in their heart, or indifference or neutrality in their heart. They predominantly express each of these core behaviors in one of 3 different ways. In an ordered manner, in a chaotic manner, or in an indifferent, neutral manner. Thus, there are 9 core alignments one is capable of. The 9 alignments then are lawful good, neutral good, and chaotic good. Lawful neutral, true neutral, or chaotic neutral. And lawful evil, neutral evil, and chaotic evil. Now I shall speak of the power of alignment and the beliefs it engenders. Of how from them the very deities gain strength, and how belief can physically affect one's environments. A deity must have worshippers, for it is the faith of such subjects which gives them power. As converts are made and more come to believe in a god, the more power that god receives. Conversely, when no one believes in a deity, it withers and dies, joining the corpses of other gods that float on the astral plane. It is thus possible to slay a deity by simply forgetting about them. A much more striking example of the power of alignment and belief, however, can be seen within the sliding of gate towns. First, though, I would define gate towns. Gate towns are towns on the outlands, the largely neutral area which Sigil spins over the center of. They are called gate towns because they are built around a permanent gate or portal to one of the outer planes. Each of these outer planes has its own alignment. The Abyss is chaotic and evil, Bator is lawful and evil, Mechanus is lawful neutral, Mount Celestia is lawful and good. The Outlands again are true neutral, leading to neither law or chaos. Sliding occurs when there is a high concentration of belief in an area of differing belief. When this occurs, the area itself will move or slide to a plane that matches the new belief. Now, the gate towns usually have a strong belief that matches the outer plane beyond the portal, but the belief is not yet strong enough for the town to slide from the outlands into the outer plane. For example, the town of Ribcage borders the portal to the lawful evil plane of Bator. As expected, the residents of Ribcage are largely lawful evil residents, but the entire town's alignment and beliefs are not strong enough so that Ribcage would slide into Bator. For example, Ribcage might one day see the sudden rise of a lawful evil order of clerics promoting their dark beliefs and converting many citizens to the worship of their lawful evil god. Were this to occur, there would be a good chance that the town would slide off the neutral outlands, becoming part of the lawful evil plane of Bator. Whole layers of planes may move this way, thus many wars are wars of belief and faith by necessity. They are the tools by which the territory is obtained and held. This then is the power of alignment and belief to shape the planes. This session has ended. May belief guide your actions and shape the planes to your will. Farewell, all of you. Really.
I'm gone.
Whew.
I'm gone. Done.
Death's Advocate. Yikes. I'm gonna lose my voice quickly in the
I'm
Civic
gone.
Festhall, I feel. Sigillians, welcome. Please take your seats and listen to the darks of which I speak. Darks, give me a break. We're really not going to listen to this rattle trap, are we? Come on. Let's go find some sensate jits that have never had the pleasurous sensations of tasting the fiery passions of a skull's lips. He waggles eyebrows in anticipation. Yeah, quiet down, Mort. We're staying for a while. Here we go. Death's Advocate. He begins speaking with a somber tone. Death. It is what awaits you at the end of life's journey. He coughs slightly, then raises his eyebrows dramatically, waving his hands at the same time. Death is not an end, but a beginning. Mort whispers. Beginning of more suffering. Nod to Mort quietly. Ignore Mort. For when you die, you shall not cease to exist. No, far from it. The outer planes shall welcome you to their breasts. There a new life, one such as you have never known, awaits you. That's for sure. Mort whispers. Looks like we know where we both are going to end up when we die. Mort, stop talking. Yeah. Or nod to Mort quietly. Death's Advocate. He hunches over, his eyes dart back and forth. And perhaps you had lived a life of bloodthirsty evil, contemptuous to your fellow man, laying others low and doing as you pleased, without a care for who or what you hurt. Yes. Then it is perhaps one of the lower planes, Bator, or the chaotic, swirling layers of the abyss, that shall welcome you. Evil to the core are the spirits that come to this plane, and most are doomed, mindless cruelty and suffering, or servitude in the dreaded, he whispers dramatically, blood war. Mort whispers, that's if you're lucky. No matter where you go, know this, you shall be embarking on a new life. A new life, my Sigillians. Mort whispers, and that's supposed to be an incentive? We get to do this all again? Gee, I can't wait to be a floating skull all over again. Whee! Pike him, what a tard, spoken just like someone who hasn't died before, huh? Yes. You shall be able to start anew without the burden of memory of your past life. Your soul goal, if you will, he smiles at his own humor, is to merge with this new plane that you are on, becoming one with the ideals and the very substance of the plane itself. You shall be one of the inhabitants, the petitioners on this plane, or ideally, one of the building blocks upon which the plane is built. It is the goal of all petitioners. To accomplish this goal, you, he claps his hands together for emphasis, must clap, hold clap, to clap, your clap ideals. Mort whispers, oh, this one. Big steaming load. Yes. No kidding, Mort. Let's leave. You're right, Mort.
Done.
You were right all along.
All right.
I've been keeping to my ideals though.
I'm gone.
So I'm not.
All right,
Don't
all
really
right,
have to listen to a lecture about it.
all right.
Okay, okay. This looks like a sparring weapon, so okay, here's the practice room.
Done.
Warrior in training. Ah, there's Queasai. Let's talk to him. He regards you coolly with eyes of granite. You are here to train under Queasai? Yes, train me. Are you a warrior by trade? No. Queasai's mouth slowly curls down into a deep frown. Then Queasai can teach you nothing. Can you make me a warrior? Queasai's left eyebrow creeps oh so slowly up his forehead. Would you forsake your current trade to walk the path of the warrior? Yeah, go ahead. I can always change back. Queasai is proficient in all weapons, specializing in none, master of many. What would you learn of Queasai? Well, I would learn to fight with blades, I guess. That's what I'm using. I have to check actually. I lost all my armor. Yeah, proficiently edged. That has to be blades. I have a really crappy weapon actually. I already have 3 points in edged weapons. So I hope I can train. I think you can train up to 5. If I remember the rules correctly. Blades. Yes, teach me. After evaluating what skill you have, Queasai shakes his head. Queasai finds you already proficient in this form of combat. Queasai can teach you no more. If you wish to learn more of this weapon, seek Koror in the lower ward. Really? I think I already talked to Koror. I remember someone by that name. Okay. Sorry to have bothered you then.
I'm gone.
Can I train any of my companions? Dakon only has 2 proficiency. No, can't train Dakon. Okay, so that was
What is your will?
mistake, I guess. Dakon was Shrug the lore. Can you teach me anything of weapon craft, Dakon? Dakon shakes his head. I can redirect one towards the craft of war, but I cannot advance their skill. My weapons are not of steel, but of will and knowing of the self. maybe you can help me with other training. I want to become a mage again. Fortunately, it's pretty quick to switch between the two. Well, okay. Thief in training. Interesting. Ah, Eli Havelock. We convinced you to return here. Huzzah! Look who's arrived. Eli shoots you a wicked smile. Welcome to my stomping grounds, Kata. Ready to train? Yes, I am. I have little to teach you if you've already been trained, Kata. If you strayed from the scout's path, though, I can always show you the way again. Okay, let's see. I'd like to take up the ways of subterfuge. Yeah. Trained to become a thief once more. You're a fast learner, Cutter, that I must say. He peers at you curiously through the dark slits of his eyes, then shakes his head. Well, that's it, then. You're all set. Great. 53% open locks. I'm only level 3 thief, so that kind of sucks. I can't be trained? Okay, I've already been trained apparently. Talk to Anna, maybe she can train me. Are you alright? Anna just glares at you. I wanted to ask you some questions. Why don't you ask your stuck up ubbers your questions then? Anna's eyes narrow to slits. Everyone's eyes are slits in this game. Why are we even traveling with her? We don't need her, we don't. Jesus. I don't have time for this, Anna. Stop being a banshee and lend a hand. Anna, please, if you're very important to me and I need your help. I'm so nice. Away, and why is that then? This should be a rich, it should. You pity me, is that it? You think I slow you down? Go on, say it. I don't pity you and you don't slow me down. You're quick, you're skilled, and I really need all the help I can get. Anna frowns, her tail flicking back and forth. Hey, well no, I'll gut her if she starts sizing us up for a feast, I will. She glares at you. Don't get any ideas, I'm staying cause you want me to. I'm just helping you out, I am. Yeah, well, whatever. Actually, I could dismiss you just because of your, like, dialogue. I have to talk in Irish dialect. Ugh. Anna, can you train me in thieving skills? She frowns. What are you on about? I wanted to learn more about stealth and thieving from you. Okay. Apparently she can't train me. I wanted to learn more about stealth. She nods. Well, the trick to being not seen is knowing where you are and how quick you can become part of where you are. There's some tricks I've learned. One is to hide in a place where someone's not expecting to look, like on the ceiling of a room, or even change your hiding place when they're looking for you. She smiles wickedly. There was one time I was hiding from this brace of hardheads, the law, and what I did was, yes, okay, getting his experience as well. And so, there the hardhead was, face down in ditch water, his breeches gone and the rest of his 3 fellows locked in the great granddame's room, with her howling to the skies. Anna takes a breath. And there you are. If you can put the same thing to good use, it might help you hide when you really need to. So let's see. Be sure to fall back to places you know well, preferably in a surrounding where there are other distractions, and if there aren't any, make some. She nods. Hey, that's the dark of it. Okay. Can you teach me anything about removing and disarming traps? Well, now that's an easy one to give the knowing on. The most important thing is that someone had to set the trap, and that they know about it once they've set it. So be sure to look for signs of it when you're walking where someone keeps their valuables. There was one time when I was entering the Grand Mesne in the clerk's ward, and the fact the carpet was new around the floor of the cabinet told me he had it fitted recently. So I pried it up with me dags, and dead sure there were acid stains on the stones beneath. So I knew to look for an acid blossom when I popped the cabinet and nicked his coppers. So when looking to find the disarm traps, not only look for signs that they've been set, but look for signs for what someone would have had to do to avoid them once they've been set. Great. Anything you could teach about picking locks would be appreciated. Picking at locks, well, I can tell you what not to do. First is, be sure you carry a little oil or something else to wet the tip of your lockpick in case the lock's stubborn. One other thing I've learned, from old Stutter Crutch Pharaoh no less, is many of the locks in Sigil are actually patterned by this one locksmith from a Stone's Age ago. And they have this common catch.
I feel stronger.
Leveling up. So it was getting near peak when the first fingers of dawn, creeping in, and I knew they'd be searching the attics for me. But because the attic lock was sigil-born, I knew how to jam the catch so they couldn't force it, and it bought me enough time to scarper over across the roof with the silver it did. So that lock tumbler type is the one on which a lot of locks are based. That should help if I ever need to pick a similar lock. I wanted to learn more about stealth and thieving. Pickpocket. Well, nicking someone's purse isn't as hard as you would think, Anna shrugs. It's mostly a matter of doing it quickly and gentle-like, so they don't feel their purse is getting lighter. If you're having a hard time of it, it may be in the way you're doing it. She nods at you. Show me. Well, I don't want to pick someone's pockets just randomly with you watching. Maybe another time. Nay, try and nick some jink from me. I'll tell you what you're doing wrong. Alright, where do you keep it? That's what you have to find out if you want to be a true-blooded thief. Alright, let me try and nick or pickpocket you for it. As soon as you made a move towards her, Anna holds up her hand. Alright, stop. You already messed up, you have. What? You have to watch your approach, you do. You can't just be a Thokla and muscle your way up to your mark, especially when you look like you do. Anna suddenly puts her hands on her hips and turns to look off to your side, as if disinterested. You got to act like the mark is nothing to you. Less than nothing. You don't care what he's got at all. Alright, so I act like I don't care. What then? Then you got to make sure you strike at the right time. I usually do it when I move by someone. You should do it right after you move by someone, because they'll probably be too frightened to turn around to see where you've gone. And another thing you should do, yes? So dress down a little, maybe try not to look so threatening, and you might catch your mark off his guard, or off his gourd, if he's been hitting the bub. Alright, so try to act non-threatening, relaxed, like the target means nothing to you, then strike when you're just out of his sight. Great. I wanted to learn stealth and thieving. Actually, I thought I might be able to teach you some things. Really. What? Are you serious? She raises an eyebrow. You teach me? There's some tricks to opening locks I thought I could share with you. Really? Uh-huh. Eh? She smirks. Like what? You're using the wrong lockpicks when you try and pick locks. The ones you have could use the following. One with a white tip and another with... Really? At the end of your instruction, Anna nods quietly. Eh, I hadn't thought about those things, I hadn't. She frowns. I would have figured it out eventually, so don't think you're some Festhall teacher or anything, Jig. Just trying to help. More like you're trying to make me look like a fool you are. What the hells are you talking about? Here you come striding into Ferret's court and him all bowing and curtsying to you, playing the bootlick, then he orders me to go with you, which is never done, and you start putting on airs about how you know more than me. What gives you the right? Who do you think you are? Look, I'm just trying to help you, Anna. Away? Are you sure that every time I nick something from someone's purse or spring a lock, you aren't just shaking your head behind your back, going, clumsy, stupid girl, she doesn't know how it's done? Does that make you feel better about yourself, does it? Anna, I only showed you those things to make you even better than you are. I wasn't lording it over you. I don't think you're clumsy, and I don't think you're stupid. Anna frowns, her tail flicking back and forth. Eh, well, you'd best be careful. I don't take kindly to pity, I don't. Fair enough. Okay, never ever ever try to teach Anna something again. Jesus. I leveled up as a thief. 20 skill points. I'm not gonna pick any pockets, that's for sure. Let's put everything on the lock picking, so. Right. Change back to mage.
What is your will?
Change back to mage. Again. I'm guessing this chamber is, yeah, mage training chamber.
I'm gone.
But
Done.
mage trainer was just walking
Done.
around refusing to talk to me, so...
All right. Done.
What's this guy? Jumble Murder Sense.
Done.
What a nice name. This short, balding man's orange tunic and rather sizable gut give him the look of a walking pumpkin. He is absent-mindedly patting his large paunch with a slow rhythm, as if it were a drum. The man's odd, crooked smile and strange gleam in his eyes make him look a little bit mad. Awesome. Well, let's find out if he is mad. Greetings. The man gives an exaggerated flourishing bow and presents a small card which reads only Jumble Murder Sense, Chaositect Sorcerer Extraordinaire. He then snatches the card from your grasp and proceeds to eat it, grinning wildly all the while. Great. Mort whispers, somewhere an asylum is one barmy short. I have some questions, Jumble. Jumble yawns and looks away, drumming on his belly with the palm of his hands. Jumble, my questions. Jumble rolls his eyes. He turns to you, smirks, and bites his thumb. I want some questions and I'll beat them out of you if I have to. Are you mute? Is that why you won't answer me? Jumble cocks his head and gives you a stupid grin, slowly shrugs, then shuts his eyes and sticks his tongue out at you. Okay, well. Pike off.
I'm gone.
It's a
All right.
conference hall here. Guys is the crooked.
Done.
Okay. This squat, hunched old man still has the broad shoulders and scarred, calloused hands of the worker or warrior. An aura of weary despair seems to hang about him. He appears to be giving a lecture at the moment. Great. I don't know if I can voice another lecture. We'll see. Right, now listen up. This is the seminar on the war. If you're listening about the blood war, take root. If you're not, you're in the wrong hall, and you'd best lump your soft, comfort-loving Sigillian limber stems out of here. Great. Mort, the blood war. More boring than listening to governor recite laws. Let's find some young sensates who need to be indoctrinated in the ways of passion. He waggles eyebrows in anticipation. Yeah, actually, you know, Mort, I'm gonna follow your advice immediately this time. Don't have the power to listen to a lecture about blood war right now. So, hallway leading to dormitories. Okay, missed that. We never found that woman. Or maybe that's her actually. Yolmi. This stern-looking older woman seems to be looking for someone. Her eyes fix upon your face as you approach. You there. Might I have a word with you? Yes, you're Yolmi, correct? I spoke to your messenger.
Updated my journal.
I'm pleased to meet you then. She gives a slight bow. I would make you a somewhat unusual proposal, though you must admit you are an unusual man. I will give you 1,000 copper commons for your permission to kill you. Are you open to a discussion on the matter? But why? Ombi doesn't bat an eyelash. But why not? I thought it might be an interesting experience, paying someone for the privilege of murdering them. When I first heard rumors of your existence, how could I resist? So, what is your answer? Shall we discuss the matter in greater detail? Rumors. One moment, where do you hear these rumors? Dolmy frowns. One hears all sorts of things in the Festhall. How could one not eventually hear of a man like you? Again I ask, will you consider my proposal? Yeah, let's work out the details, why not? After a short discussion, it comes down to the following terms. Yolmi will pay 2,000 copper commons. In return, you will allow her to drive her dagger into your heart. She will wait for you to awaken, at which point she will give you the coin. Well, I am immortal, so why not? I guess. Do you agree to this then? Yes, let's do it. The affair is over in moments. She already cleaned her blade and put it away by the time you recovered. After picking yourself up off the Festhall floor, Yolmi hands you several rolls of copper coins, while you rub your aching chest. Somewhat disappointing, I must admit. Ah well, coin well spent nonetheless. Farewell. Okay, that was really not very dramatical. Yes,
Updated
farewell.
my journal.
So, hope you enjoy it. Splinter, let's talk to him again. How can you help me? Lectures. Is there anyone here who might know about Ravel Puzzlewell? Splinter closes his eyes and thinks briefly. We would recommend that you speak to a wizard by the name of Quell about Ravel. Quell is always somewhere in the Festhall, most often in the Private Sensoriums. How could I get into the Private Sensoriums? You must be a member of the Society of Sensation. Yeah. Might I become a Sensate then? There shall be no going back. Yeah, I'm ready to join the Society of Sensation. First, what smell or experience involving it would you offer us? Actually, I'd like to contribute one experience that involves all 5 senses. I woke up, not knowing where I was, on a cold, blood-slicked iron slab in the bowels of the mortuary, a place where only the dustmen or the corpses in their care have seen. Splinter nods. Go on. My entire body reeked of embalming fluid, but even the smell of that was not enough to match the coppery scent of gore around me. Dozens of bodies lie on countless bloody slabs like the one I rose from, all in the process of being gutted, flayed, and the like by nightmarish clockwork devices for reasons unknown. The only sound were the squeals of labored metal and the unsteady tread of undead workers as they pushed the slabs about the mortuary on rusted iron tracks. He nods, a disturbing experience. And I even left out the part about the the chattering skull that flew at me as soon as I was upright. Would it suffice, Splinter? Yes, we shall go to an empty stone now to record your experience. You will then be granted access to those privileges allowed only to members of the Society of Sensation, as well as taught the sensory touch.
Gained an ability.
Okay. Special ability, sensory touch. You return to the Civic Festhall foyer with Splinter. We welcome you into the Society of Sensation, Traveler. May further journeys and experience pave your road to the great truths of the multiverse. Thanks, Splinter. I had a question. How can you help me? I'd like to buy something.
I feel stronger.
From the Sensate vaults. What do you have? Power word blind. You didn't really have a lot in your Sensate vaults. Can we sell something to you? Perhaps? No. Level up, really? Level 9 mage. Three hit points gained, fighting skills improved, spell memorization improved, 1 characteristic point gained. Well, with the tattoos, my wisdom is pretty crazy, my intelligence is pretty crazy, and charisma is pretty good. I read somewhere that Constitution boosts my regeneration rate as well, so maybe push my Constitution. Also, I gain hit points retroactively, so that's pretty good. Level 10. Wow, we're piling on the XP actually. But since they're divided among five people now, it's going a bit slower than it could, I guess. Still, I'm not complaining. So we have a new special ability, Sensory Touch. Let's try it actually, let's try Sensory Touch, and let's use it on Anna to make her happy. She gains 8 hit points.
I'm gone.
Also, Falls from Grace. Kiss. Oh yeah, she can kill humans. Falls from Grace can use Sensory Touch on Mort. That will make him very happy. Unfortunately, she does not have regeneration, so might have been stupid. Three more slots for spells. Sculpture of Steel. Oh yeah, knock. Can use that to open some more locks, maybe in the brothel. Swarm curse is pretty useful as well. Strength. Yeah, we're just talking about strength was pretty useful. 2 level 5 spells, but we don't have any. We don't know any level 5 spells. Wow, Dakon has a lot more level 1 spells now. Pile on some chromatic orbs, maybe. Dakon doesn't even have a level 4 spell. Should fix that.
Yes?
Curse. -1 attack and -1 saving throw for 30 seconds. Eight hit points of damage. +2 penalty to armor class for all affected creatures with no saving throw. 20 seconds per level. That's pretty powerful. Or I would rather say that's really powerful. -2 penalty attack rolls by evil creatures, +2 bonus to all saving throws that are caused by such evil attacks. Yeah. Stupid damn, we already have that ability, so we haven't used our stories bones tell that often. Okay, so had some questions. Is there somewhere I could rest here? Okay. Speak to the clerk. Can you show me to the sensoriums? Take me to the Private Sensorium. Yes. Yeah, okay. Private Sensorium. So do I have to talk to someone to use these stones? This guy looks promising. Quell. This older man is chewing on something, muttering softly to himself. After a moment, there is a crack as he crunches down on the object in his mouth, then swallows it. His bushy, brassy, white eyebrows furrow for a moment, rise, and then furrow again. Awesome. Without so much as looking at you, the man reaches into his tunic, pulls out a puce-colored ball, regards it curiously for a moment, then pops it into his mouth. I said greetings. The man frowns and waves you away, then nods to himself, thoughtfully as he savors the flavor of whatever he put into his mouth. I got some questions. The man smirks, bites his thumb at you, and then abruptly pauses. His cheeks swell, and with a violent gag, he spits up a large black fly which begins to buzz around the chamber. "Minerosian candies be damned!" he cries, shaking his fist at the insect. He whirls on you. "What?" The question about you. He pops a small red candy into his mouth. "Do you always traipse about molesting puissant mages with your ignorant prattle? Babbling, blathering, chittering, chattering?" The candy shoots from his mouth on chattering, flying in a high arc, to land on the floor with a wet plip. He stares at it sadly. I'm sorry about your candy." "It was so tasty too," he mules. He suddenly looks up, snarling. "Sorry? As you should be, you piking dung beetle. Mages deserve respect, and bashes like you should know their proper place." He begins to jump up and down. "Proper place, proper place." Calm down. I only meant to ask you some questions. "I cannot, you yeasty beef-witted pignut." His eyes bulge out as he jabs his finger at you. "Now off with you! Off with you! And do not return without being prepared to show the proper respect. Come bearing tribute, a gift." He suddenly draws close and whispers from the side of his mouth. "Candies or chocolates would be nice, but nothing common, mind you. Bring something exotic. Now be gone." Fine. I'd look around the ward for something suitable then.
Updated my journal.
Jesus Christ. What a baby.
I'm gone.
Okay, so we can just use these stones, I guess. The base of this aquatic blue stone has been sculpted so it appears to have melted into the pedestal it rests upon. A stream of perfect azure tears drip down the sides, framing the inscription beneath the pedestal. Longing. Great. Begin the sensation. As you place your hands upon the stone, its surface ripples beneath your touch. A chill washes over your arms, like plunging your hands into a mountain stream. Submerge into the experience. As you close your eyes, you blink and reopen them. Your eyes are brimming with tears, and you are overcome with a terrible sensation of drowning. As the sensation rolls through you, there's a stirring in your breast, a hunger, poisonous like a serpent, biting into your heart until you feel as if your breast will explode. Okay, you want desperately to steady yourself, focus, but all that comes to your eyes is tears. Wipe away the tears. You raise your hand to wipe away your tears. Your hands are soft, delicate woman's hands. They brush the stray tears from your cheek, and you cup them in your hands. Each of the tears like jewels shimmering in the lights. Turn to examine the lights. The lights are cast by candle globes that drift through your sanctuary. You come to this place to gather your thoughts, to reflect on the past with an eye toward the future, to cleanse the mind before the coming journey. Yet, you cannot concentrate. Your thoughts remain in the present, trapped there by the terrible feeling that writhes in your breast. What did he mean? Close your eyes and sigh. You close your eyes, but his words echo in your mind 100, 1,000 times. Will he ever return? The sound is a whisper, an echo. Only you, only you. Yet you hesitated at the brink of time's door, and he must have thought you afraid to go. But you were not. You were afraid to stay, and the fear The serpent writhes in your breast again, its fangs biting into your heart, filling it to bursting with its poison. The tears come again, running down your cheeks in streams, his words echoing. Only you. Your eyes snap open. It is his voice. You whirl and you gasp. He stands, powerful in the shadows, and he strides into the light of the drifting candled globes, and you feel the serpent writhing and dying. He returned, his face stern, but somewhere in those features you can almost see his pleasure at seeing you. After all, he returned for... Only you can help me, Dayanara, but it was wrong for me to ask you for your help. Speak. Dayanara, yet you. It is you. Grey-skinned like a statue, striding from the light. Are you that scarred? Your body looks like it has been bathed in knife blades. The wounds, the tattoos. Horrible. Yet you see through Dayanara's eyes. And she sees... How can she see you in such a way? She puts a cloak over your features. She sees you in such light, such terrible longing. Light for how... But seriously, whoever suddenly started writing this dialogue, learn to write. It's almost impossible to read this stuff. So, okay, try to refocus, brace yourself, hold on to the text. You feel your vision tearing, doubling until you are that man striding from the light. It is you, but not you. You know, when you're writing a text and you're not sure if it's legible or not, try reading it aloud for yourself once or twice. Then see how it feels. Okay, back to the text. You feel yourself being torn. It is Dayanara's experience, but at the same time, it is also yours. And you, what? Echo, I asked too much of you to accompany me, Dayanara. I have no right to place you in such danger for my sake. It is your words, but they are a surgeon's words, chosen with cold skill, without a trace of emotion. With every word you feel yourself sneering inside, knowing what the stricken girl will see next through her longing-stained eyes. And who? Are you that person? That man twisting her with your words, not knowing how powerful they are to her? Like bolts from a ballista, piercing her breast. Her, yet she sees only relief at your return. How can she feel and not know you mean to? Yeah. Someone else wrote this. Definitely. Not the guy who writes most of the dialogue. I come to ask your forgiveness, Dayanara. I shall return to you as soon as I am able. Your vision tears again, doubling and bleeding until you are facing yourself again, trying desperately to speak, to warn Dayanara that this is not a man, but a creature that kills for his own needs. He doesn't care about you, Dayanara. You're a tool to him. A tool he needs to. He needs to, but Dayanara speaks, and you can't stop her. Seriously, read it aloud when you write it. Echo. I would place myself in 1,000 dangers, embrace eternity for you, my love. I am not afraid. Listen to me, I will accompany you through the plains themselves should bar the way. You feel yourself shattering, relief and satisfaction, his satisfaction at her words, knowing she would say them, always knowing. And her admission of love is like the slamming of a portcullis around your heart. No idea how you pronounce that actually. Trapped, she's yours. But you must be certain, so drive the nail home. The way is dangerous. You will have to be strong. far stronger than you are now. Swimming through her mind, relief. The wave of relief, the end of longing, yet longing for him, more at his words, not noticing his manipulations. All you need to be is strong, and his path shall be as one with yours. Your thoughts are like fires, for you can be strong, stronger than he knows. You know no fear. You would die for him. I can be strong, my love. I will. Her words slide off him like water. The serpent in her breast, the one piercing her heart with its poison, has been replaced by this serpent in the flesh. She sees nothing of this, and his next words are planned carefully, so carefully. I can't say if we'll succeed, Dayanara, but I'll do my best to protect you, and I will expect nothing less of the same from you. You may be required to make some sacrifices. At that final, terrible word, you feel yourself being torn apart. He means her harm. He means you harm. For you are her, and he means to hurt her. Yet you need her to be harmed, and you want to scream at her that she is in danger. The capital letters are hurting my brain. Run, run, Dayanara, for his eyes unmake all things, and... Of course, my love, life is sacrifice, this I have learned. You, she, her, you speak the words, and in it you feel yourself dying inside. You are a spectator, and you have watched a woman die, where the words are a death sentence. Yet still she speaks, unheeding, uncaring. I left a legacy in my father's keeping, my love. Ask for the 6th, the 3rd, the K, and the S. In it, I bequeath everything to you. It is not much, but with it, I left...
Updated my journal.
You, him. A wave of irritation washes over you. You clench your teeth to prevent the irritation from crossing your features. Must she always continue to prattle even when you do not prompt her? Must she? But no, no. Keep the irritation inside. Only a trace slips out. Come now, I cannot die, Dayanara. There is no need for such foolishness. Her, you, she is overcome with fear. Fear that revolts you, and the fear wells up inside her. Inside her, you. As you watch him frown and you hasten to correct him. He must know the reasons and know the wisdom behind them, so he is impressed with your planning. Speak before he turns away. Rewrite this before it goes completely wrong. Okay, I know I often act foolishly, my love, but you said yourself that you can forget things if you are badly hurt. There are things in the legacy that could help you remember should you forget yourself.
Updated my journal.
Interesting. You coldly regard her through your eyes, tracing your gaze along her furrowed brow, wrinkled with worry, desperation. She has acted as you expected, yet there is something in what she says. Perhaps, yet I hope nothing in this legacy is of value. I do not want you to leave any things there in some safe that could be of some use on our journey. Her illusion is shattered just for a moment. You watch, silent as the emotion falls to the ground, splintering like silver glass. Of some use, such a casual statement. Yet even Dayanara sees, and you hope just for a moment, you hope that she sees him for what he is, a serpent. And your hope dies. As in Dayanara's eyes, the emotion is rebuilt. The slivers being drawn from the ground, the illusion rebuilt, but a slight sliver of pain remains. He thinks you have done something foolish, yet you did it for him. You must make amends, but how? You must convince him the legacy is unimportant. But it isn't. It's everything. The legacy, my love, It is just a few things to help you remember. The scythe of words fall on Dainara so quick, so sharp you cannot follow its arcing path. A legacy? The things you do, Dainara, such romantic gestures, no matter. No, you, Dainara. You have driven him away again, like you did the night before. You feel the serpent stirring again, reborn, curling around your heart. There's the softest of hisses, yet he does not hear. Would you wish to leave a legacy, my love, for yourself, or for anyone you would want to? It might help you remember if you left something for yourself, or for the ones you loved. The word scythe falls again, terrible and swift, yet this time the illusion holds, and the serpent is cloaked. The serpent is cunning, and it shall not reveal itself until it strikes. A legacy for myself? Not likely. The things I would leave for myself would not be safe in some advocate's office, Dainara. But enough of this. I must leave. He is leaving. You must make him remain, and the experience swirls around you, terrible. The spiraling toward the final scene. The question she wants to ask. Don't ask it, Dainara. Don't ask it. Be silent. Be silent. Stop writing. Stop writing. My love, before you go. His anger is irritation. What now, girl? What now, you mewling banshee? Before I go? It looks like I'm in no danger of that. Come, Dainara. Can't these questions wait for the morn? There is much. She is desperate, drowning to say it. Do you want me to come with you, my love? The rush of emotion dies in your mind. This is the end. The words you are about to speak are true, but the truth is not the truth she sees. There are no lies, only cold calculations. Of course he wants you to go. He wants you to come with him, Dainara. You understand it clearly, too clearly. He has invested too much in the poor girl to let her go. Of course, Dainara, I would not have asked you to come with me if I did not want your company. You know how I feel about you. There is a cold silence in his mind, then a hissing of a thought, a response sharp and deadly, like a dagger blade. The lie comes swiftly, unburdened by emotion. I love you, Dainara. And you want to scream as you feel the lie wash over her, like a radiance, but it is a shadow of truth, a serpent's kiss, and it means you harm, and she can't see. You want to call out, but she is crying with joy, even as the emotion washes over you like you're drowning. Drowning, and you need to speak. You long to speak, but you cannot, and finally... No, not yet. No relief so far. And you scream as you tear your hands from the stone. Bloody tears rushing from your eyes, rushing in streams down your arms, your hands, to coat the stone. Blood. Her blood. And you can't warn her, and you can't stop crying. And suddenly Fall from Grace is there, and her touch is gentle like silk, and she brushes the tears from your eyes even as you feel the screams welling up within you. She shushed you and cradling your face through your bloody tears. I can't bear it. I couldn't stop her. I wanted to, but I couldn't do anything. Fall from Grace looks into your eyes, and she nods sadly and understanding. That is the nature of longing, the desire for that which you cannot change or possess. She studies you, withdrawing her hands now soaked in your blood. Will you be alright? Yes, I just need a moment. Very well. Fall from Grace steps back. We will continue when you are ready. Take a breath and try and collect your thoughts. As much as you want to hurl the memory of the experience from you, you hold it fast, because you know it's important to remember it. It was you in that experience. It was Dainara's experience. But because it was you, your memories flooded you, and you could feel both sides at once. Who were you? Who was that? That shade of you? So far the writing has been pretty legible and it's been pretty well written overall. So it's not overly difficult to read the dialogue. But that must have been some other writer. The capitalization, the unending sentences, dramatic writing. Let's just say I did not enjoy that part. Especially when it's a pretty important part of the story too. Anyway, we're through it.
I'm gone.
Basically, I was an asshole to Dainara. And if I don't...
All right.
if I remember correctly, I was kind of an asshole to her last time. When I saw her ghost also. Kind of promised that I would come join her and I don't know. This sickly green stone is securely fastened to the pedestal it rests upon. The inscription beneath it reads, "The Messenger." Let's hope someone else wrote this. Begin the sensation. As you touch the stone, its green exterior sharpens, clashing, its brightness becoming more than you can bear, so much that you close your eyes to shut it out. Okay. As you close your eyes, you feel the skin along your arms become numb, as if all sensation is being bled from them. Tired, so tired. You try and blink, yet the darkness remains. Your lids feel soft and sluggish, unresponsive. This is a different writer. Definitely. You're sitting on what feels to be a dirt floor, and around you is the smell of coppery blood and herbs? Why are you here? You came here to... what? Your memory fails you, but you feel a growing panic beginning to well up within you. Ah, awake now, are you? A questioning all done. The voice is an old woman's, thick and scratchy, as if it is trying to force its way past a thick layer of dust. Try as you might, you cannot open your eyes and see the woman, but you feel a shiver of fear. Something is wrong, terribly wrong. You try to respond, but all you can manage is a ragged croak. You can't feel your tongue, and your eyes? What's wrong with your eyes? Now, a see me you did, a spoke you did, and poorly. So the price you've paid, Crone sounds amused, then her tone drops sharply. No more of your questions. Now you will listen, and you will remember my words. For in minding me, you shall live. She hisses. Not if you hear me, or another bit shall I take. Nod. Remember me, traveler, remember me to a stone. One of the pretty glimmers in your festive hall. Use it like a cup, pour what you feel into it, and know this. Remember me to a man who wears a skin of scars and tattoos, who seeks memories but has misplaced them. If smart he is, he will know the knowing of me. Tell him to find me, or if I am not to be found, tell him to come to the Glimmerstone, and we shall speak. My precious man and I. The woman pauses, then hisses again. Nod if you hear me, ragged thing. Ah, pretty, polite, to a listen so long. When he comes to the Glimmerstone, tell the man to speak my name, and your pain shall not have been in vain. The crone's voice trails off, as if distracted. You try to speak again, but there is only a sick, gurgling noise. What happened? Who is this person? Why are you? And you begin to feel yourself slip into unconsciousness. Ravel, Ravel, it is I.
Updated my journal.
There is silence. Ravel? Ah, yes. Ah, my precious man. There is a slow shuffling of feet, and you feel a sharp pinprick in your left eye. You gasp, and suddenly, barely you can see. With your one and only eye, you lie in a grey hut upon a dirty floor where blood, your bright red blood, has seeped into the surrounding grey dust. Your arms are gone, your legs have been hacked off at the knees, yet you feel numbed, and there is no pain, only fear. There is someone above you, someone looking down on you. Look up. As you look up, through your bloody blurred vision, you see a horrid bluish-grey face, grinning with yellowed tusks. Ravel is pleased, a-wondering if I was this messenger. A-wondering I was if this messenger would make it, for weak he was when his bits were placed on my plate. She holds up a talon in front of you, and impaled on the tip of it is an eyeball. The right one. Yet to the festive hall he returned, it seems, and our time together has he shared. And now you've come. Success! Ravel, I've many questions for you. The crone shakes her head, your blurred vision seeing 3 images at once. Her greyish hair is like brambles drifting down her shoulders. No, only time for answers does Ravel have, and she has no time to waste with your guess questions. Know this, and in the knowing grow strong. You must find me, my precious man. But how? I do not know.
Updated my journal.
Shh, I am beyond knowing in a lady's place. Now, shush and listen to Ravel, for there is much you must do. To find me, 3 things must you do. Find the door, know the key, then unlock the key. Door? The door is not a finished thing, at least when I last gazed upon it, But in the passing of time, perhaps, now well wrought it is. Go to the place of forges and steel. Perhaps there you will find the door that takes one to me. Okay. What is the key you speak of? To know of the key, speak to one of the knowing ones. Many there are in the festive hall. Many, yet only one there who knows the knowing of what the key is that you need. Loosen his tongue, and many secrets shall spill forth. When you say unlock the key, what do you mean? Knowing the key is not enough, so Ravel thinks. Knowing it and unlocking it, 2 tasks that must be joined. For at times a thing knows not its nature, but you are no stranger to that. Ravel cackles a long, hideous cry that fills your ears with pain. Ravel, how am I talking to you, if this is someone else's experience? Of stones and experiences and telling will Ravel do, but not the telling of how she speaks to you now. She speaks soothingly. Many are the branching and twistings of Ravel, and many are her secrets. I need you, and I need you knowing of this. Right. Well, farewell, Ravel. Return. I will give what help I can. Ravel gives a final smile. A horrible, yellow-fanged grin. A blackish tongue darts from her lips and lingers at the edge, teasing. But in the end, only the one question remains. What do you mean, Ravel? Only one question, this I ask. Ravel's eyes blaze like fire, the red light turning her face blood red. What can change the nature of a man? At the question, you feel a tremor pass through like thunder, and you feel yourself burn. Your vision clears until you are standing once again before the hideously green stone. It looks different than before, more horrid somehow. Okay, so we made contact with Ravel. But since she's been mazed by the Lady of Pain, we need to find a key
I'm gone.
to open a portal to her domain, I guess.
Done.
Interesting.
I'm gone.
So let's take the third and final stone and then be off on our quest.
All right.
If I can...
All right.
Oh, there.
All right.
Large party is becoming a bit of a problem. Okay. Sensory stone. The inscription around the base of this sensory stone indicates that it holds the experience. Week-long hunting trek across the forests of Arborea. Well, that sounds relaxing. You're standing in a circle of white tents deep in the woods somewhere. The trees around you are by far the largest you've ever seen. Suddenly, though, there is an odd prickling sensation at the back of your skull. Your surroundings melt into a colorless smear, then slowly resolve into what looks like the interior of a large gray sphere. Across from you stands a figure almost identical to yourself. His eyes flash in the half-darkness. A mad smile splits his features. I knew you would come! Greetings? Oh, greetings. Greetings, so good to see you, he sneers. I bid your murderous tongue to be silent. That's right, murderous. Your pretend innocence is laughable. Who are you? Oh, don't you know? Didn't all those filthy, lying, thrice-be-damned journals tell you who I am? Those journals that were so conveniently left for me when I awoke. Those journals that called me an incarnation. Ha! Burned them all I did. All that I found. So I see. What did they say exactly? They spoke lies. Lies, lies, and nothing more. Filth about a man who forgets himself, other incarnations, of preserving their experiences in writing so later lives could benefit. Thieves! It is my life, mine. And all you want to steal... You all want to steal my body, and you won't have it. I see. So you're one of my earlier incarnations. He crosses his arms and looks away. If you put stock in such trash, yes. What did those lying journals say? Yeah, okay. Where am I? Oh, this? He gestures around him, snickering. Just a little trap, is all. I realize that killing you body thieves might not be enough. I might have to trap you and snare you for eternity. You may have realized by now that there is no way out of this sensory stone. Your mind is locked here. You'll note the rather sparse surroundings I've left you, all to help the madness set in good and quick while your flesh rots away. He chuckles evilly. Yes, Okay, I have some questions then. Your earlier incarnation crosses his arms and looks away indignantly. Save for a few more tufts of hair on his head, he's identical to you. Even his arms have most of the tattoos yours do. Did you put those tattoos on? No! He looks distraught. That one incarnation, that practical one, did. I've tried to burn them off, but the skin regenerates, with the tattoo still on them. I've tried to tear them off, stain them with acid. I hate them. But why? His eyes flicker uncomfortably. It is maddening to feel the eyes upon you, reading your body like a book. Read the tattoos. His eyes grow wild. Stop that! Stop reading me! He tries to cover himself with his arms, turning away from you. Keep reading them. The figure's eyes grow even wilder. Stop! Stop now! I'm warning you! He turns away from huddling up to a corner. He turns away from huddling up to cover more of his body. You see on his back the list of tattooed warnings that Mort once read to you at the mortuary. There is, however, one line at the bottom that Mort had neglected to read aloud. Don't trust the skull. Your previous incarnation grows more and more frantic as you keep peering at him. I'm warning you for the last time. Stop. You can't threaten me. You're a recorded memory, an apparition. I'll just keep reading them until you let me out of here. Yeah, I could do that. Or I'll just ask him how he made a trap. Maybe that could give me something. Fine. How did you make this trap? Can't tell you that. It'll never be replicated. The magics used in its creation were lost, even to me. Clever it is, though. One experience hidden beneath the other, so that no flesh but my own could set it off. But if your flesh sets it off, wouldn't that mean I'm you? You're trapped yourself. I've trapped myself, don't you see? But that's not... You're one of the... I thought I put in safeguards. How could you... I be so foolish? He wrings his hands together, biting his lower lip. How to get out? How? I've forgotten. Wait. I am the only one who can release you, and that I will not do. If you are I, then you can release yourself. Okay? Try to release yourself by willing the trap open. Okay. It's a bit unsettling that there must have been like 100.
I'm gone.
100 like him before me. Crazy incarnations. Done lots of stupid shit.
All right.
Okay. Let's check our journal. Okay, so we have to find a portal. In the place of iron. I'm a bit thinking a bit if we should go back to the mortuary and talk to Dayanara, actually.
I'm gone.
I'm gonna try to check if my followers know anything about this. There are things I would know, Dakon. I wanted to ask you about our travels. No.
What is your will?
some questions about the Gitzerai. No. Some other questions about your teaching. Did we finish reading the Unbroken Circle of Sertamon? Never mind. What is Shruktalore? Dakon's forehead creases as if we struck a blow. It is not my will that we speak of such a place. Dakon, tell me, what is Shruktalore? Dakon is silent for a moment. No, it is a place where I died my first death. I see. What is this place? Did I read this before? I have a vague recollection of this. It's one of the great homes of the people. One of its scars is by my hand. Upon the rolling plain of limbo, the people shape cities from the chaos with their thoughts. Know that there is no place for a divided mind. Dakon raises the blade from his shoulder and holds it before him. I'm pretty sure I read this before. A divided mind is an unfocused mind. A divided mind fractures walls and weakens stones. Dakon speaks. Many divided minds may destroy a city. Yeah, I understand. Long have I known the words of Sertamon. Through my voice many have come to know the words of Sertamon. Serth protect the community from all threats, whether to the body or to the mind. They are the guiding stones in the chaos, so it came to pass that I spoke the words of Sertamon without knowing the words of Sertamon. It came to pass that I no longer knew myself. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I read this, so you doubted the words. No, Dakon's voice is edged and his blade sharpens in response. I knew the words, yet it came into my heart that perhaps others did not know the words as Sertamon knew them. And so the vision formed. As my mind became as my mind became divided, those that looked to me as a guiding stone became divided. Many scores of Gitzerai, many hundreds of scores of Gitzerai doubted. Shruktalore died that day. So those that followed you came to doubt the words as well, and the city was weakened. The enemies of Sertamon came. Know that their hatred of his words and the people lent their blades strength. Know that they sensed the weakened city and they brought war with them. Many Gitzerai drowned in the chaos, and beneath the blades of our enemies, small beads of metal appear on the surface of the blade, as if it is blistering. No, this happened long ago. What happened to you? As I fell from the walls of Shruktalore, know that myself was broken, my blade was missed, my mind divided. I was adrift upon limbo seas, and I wished to drown. I died for days, my mind awash in division. How did you survive? Did I not read this? As you speak the words, you feel a strange crawling sensation eat its way through the back of your skull, and your vision blurs. You take a deep breath and steady yourself. For some strange reason you feel nauseous, as if the landscape had just started spinning around you. How did you survive, Dakon? I suffered as I neared death. I came to know myself. I survived. That is all.
Yes?
I wanted to ask about our companions. Let's talk about Dakon. Yeah, we talked about this already.
Yes?
thought maybe there was some.
Hey, what's eating you, Chief?
Ah,